such an excellent movie. I saw it last week, and I really loved it. In the last one, Afterlife, you co-wrote with Jason, and this time around, and he directed. Yes. This time around, you've done a bit of a switch.
Yes.
And you're directing. What are the differences between you being sort of mostly responsible for the script and then having to direct? Is it?
A hell of a lot more work to start with. Directing any movie takes every ounce of your soul. Directing a Ghostbusters movie finds new depth of soul to mine. These movies are incredibly fun to make, but also require marshaling hundreds of people. This movie had over 700 people working behind the scenes, and that was just in production. Another easily 1,200 in visual effects to get this thing into cinemas in time for its release tonight. And so what it requires is absolute commitment, absolute passion. Obviously, I felt so close to and proud of Afterlife, and it was very meaningful for me to watch my best friend, James Reitman, work on telling that story alongside his father as producer. With Ivan gone now, there was a huge void left in all of our hearts as Ghostbusters fans, and so for myself to be handed the reins to tell this story meant that Jason could then step into that critical producer role that his father played for him on Afterlife. And I have to say, I felt so wonderfully supported, so well served by Jason, that I know that Ivan would have been extraordinarily proud of the way that his son was carrying that legacy forward.
You guys dedicated the film to him, to Ivan, obviously. How was it working with him?
It was magic. I mean, Ivan was a absolute, once in a lifetime storyteller, such a bright star, a deep soul, and I had the pleasure on the Afterlife tour, as the film was finished, to watch just how sensitive he was to the role that Ghostbusters plays in the lives of people that his films have touched. I watched him become emotional at the reaction that his son's directorial outing with Ghostbusters elicited, and it was something special. And this film properly began with Jason and I going up to see Ivan shortly before he passed and telling him the story that we were hoping to put into writing with this next outing.
Yesterday I was around in Soho, and I know there was like a big screening. Yeah. So I'd seen the film before, but I was just walking past near where the screening was happening, and I saw a few, let's just say, middle-aged gentlemen in full Ghostbusters gear. How does that make you feel? I mean, this is a really beloved franchise. Is there like a pressure to sort of not disappoint them? These people who are stuck with it since 1984?
Maybe just a little bit of a pressure. I will say that I was very happy to see amongst these wonderful middle-aged men, as you say, a lot of young audiences from both from all walks of life, all corners of England, and there is something that is so inclusive in the world of Ghostbusters fandom. I've been around the world with these movies now, and I've seen such passion and curiosity from the fans, such hunger for new stories, and they're all so grateful. It's actually like one of the most positive groups of fans I've ever encountered.
There's obviously there's also pressure, sort of not pressure, but like a willingness to have the legacy characters back in,
right.
But and they fit really right with these new guys. What was it like working with the younger cast actually?
Oh, I mean they're a nightmare. You can't. They're absolute. All of them are monsters. I went to safety to the OGs to look. It's honestly like such a joy as a director to be able to work with a cast not just as bright and varied as this cast is, but this was a family. This cast love each other. We created a small community. We filmed here in the UK, and the time on set was difficult. It was very quick. We had to mount this production quickly. We had to make this movie because we knew we were going to come out this weekend, right when we started filming, or this month at least. It was such a joy. I feel like I've created bonds with Mckenna and Finn, Kumail, James, all of our young cast, Celeste. These are people I'll have in my life for forever.
You mentioned James there, and I think that is a really brilliant piece of casting, especially for us Brits.
Yeah.
And that character is amazing. How did that casting happen? Because I think I wasn't the only person quite surprised to see him.
We're delighted to be able to give James Acaster his first big screen debut. We've both been fans of James's for years. Jason and I had both seen James perform stand-up live on stage. He's extraordinary. He's got one of the most unique comic voices the world over. I have worked with James before. My previous film, A Boy Called Christmas, he wrote some jokes for, and I remember sort of filing away James Acaster, brilliant comic performer. But it wasn't until we started writing the script that his voice started kind of pushing itself up to the front as the perfect voice to play the role of Dr. Pinfield. And I'm really proud of the fact that in this film, James not only shows us that, of course, he can be funny on screen, but I think he creates a character. And it's so nice to watch him hold his own with Paul Rudd, with Finn, with Mckenna, Dan Aykroyd. There's just Kumail. It's such a joy to watch him, at the start of what I'm sure is going to be a very long career.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Really.
Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!